Okay, my name is Limese. I was known as Pumla before I got married, with 2 grandchildren and a daughter. But I'm married to a young man that you see there. But we're happy at the moment, yes.
My name's Helen Holloman and we're filming this in Grahamstown, Makanda.
The past 10 years, students from the Compassionate Leaders program have traveled to India, to Morocco, to Mexico, to the Philippines, domestically to Jonestown, Mississippi. We're hoping this year to collaborate with a community on the Eastern Cape of South Africa.
Oh, that was a challenge, actually. Because we are doing now the soup kitchen. So we take 50 people at a time and we send them home. We take another 50, send them home, and another 50. We had about 150 people a day on our days when we were cooking. It's actually our life.
Because, we all live in the community together, and to create a community, we have to create a sense of a community, and that means, being there for one another.
I just think building that sort of international and national community is really invaluable in a time where divisiveness can often be so at the forefront of how we interact with people who aren't directly ourselves.
I think I want to gain more experience and involvement from around the world, and just knowledge about how other people live their lives, being able to hopefully grow with that knowledge to maybe make a bigger impact in the world.
I never really thought I was going to travel abroad as well. Coming from a Hispanic family, a Peruvian American family, that everything seemed like a limitation. But when I think of Flourish, I think of opportunities, endless opportunities, doors being opened left to right.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Martinez, and I'm here in Morocco on a community service trip.
I also think that Flourish, and especially the international trips, helped expand my global worldview.
As it's been a few years since we've been able to implement these experiences, we are so hoping to fundraise enough to be able to support our students as well as these incredible students in the Eastern Cape of South Africa.
Like I said, I like to get involved in the community, trying to help out wherever I can, get involved, and trying to just make our community more united.
I joined Compassionate Leaders because I learned about meditation through the Mindful Awareness program when I was in 5th grade, and that made a really big impact.
And the opportunities of traveling abroad, those trips were life-changing for me. And I'm forever grateful for that, because it's changed my life and changed other kids' lives that I've seen.
I would love to just be able to have a human connection with a lot of people that I might not otherwise be get to know in my daily life.
I think that the larger the impact of Flourish can have, the better our world's going to be. And having more people involved with different viewpoints and different situations is inevitably going to add a richness to the process.
I think we need to really break down those barriers for ourselves, because we are capable of a lot. And so, in my opinion, education is a huge factor to reaching what we're really passionate about. And being able to travel, I think, takes down a lot of fears to life, to pursue college, to pursue a career, and then to change the generations that come after you. And so, my dad is always talking about how important education is. I think the Flourish Foundation really gives students an opportunity to get excited about education in a different way, to pursue what we're really passionate about in these different countries, and then to practice that here. I think that's been very meaningful to me.
And I'm forever grateful for that, because it's changed my life and changed other kids' lives that I've seen. And it's made me want to tell my friends and tell other kids to come, because it's worth it. You're gonna be able to see the changes in your life.
I'd heard from like around our community how awesome it was and how just like relaxing and like nice it was to be in a good like community where we can talk about compassion and kindness and like ways that we can improve not only ourselves but things around us.
I can't even explain to you or Abby like how much this has been like such a good thing for me. It just has really opened my mind or like eyes up to like problems that I didn't see before.
I think going into what can be sometimes challenging and difficult spaces while traveling and doing so with the guidance of the Flourish mindset is really been a very impactful and just honest space for learning, because I think when you're put in difficult situations but with a compassionate and open-minded mindset, that's where you're going to learn the most, and that's where you're going to have good experiences that you laugh about later even if they might not be great in the moment, or meet a really wonderful group of people somewhere that if it wasn't for Flourish I wouldn't have been able to meet that community of people at all.
Our group will be collaborating with high school students in Makanda in supporting their communities, as well as spending time with some of the most inspiring people I have ever met.
If you're under 20 and you were born in Grahamstown, you have never seen a river. You have only ever seen a ditch full of trash. And my dream is to just make the rivers safe for kids to play in again. I was with an old woman who said, we used to go there to collect water for our washing and our cooking, and the kids could play and catch fish and crabs, and we got help from all kinds of people who offered to take the plastic bags, and we started cleaning further and further upriver. We've been working on the Evans Street side for about 18 months, and at last turned a dump into a playground. She said, when we got taps in our houses, we stopped caring about the river. And I thought, that's true of so many things. The cost of convenience to us.
I have found so much value in that international travel, and especially doing so with the Flourish organization, because it's not about, buying souvenirs or taking the pictures, but it's really about enriching yourself with people from the communities that you're traveling to, and doing so in a compassionate way that not only you grow, but the people that you're interacting with also form a mutually beneficial relationship.
Building our inner values, sharing in community, and deepening our understanding of compassion.
So the values, I think, are listen, look, wake up. You're part of everything and everyone. You can't pick and choose. You can't.
Sharing is everything to me. When we started doing food during April, when the COVID started, we were not allowed. We all know that you cannot give people the food unless you get the permit to do that. And we started our food, and then we were stopped because we were challenged by the big gurus that, you can't make food, you're gonna take over, thing like that. But then there was a certain point whereby we used to have donations, and we did not have donations. And I remember we only had 150 here at home. That was meant for us to buy food. You won't believe what we did. And from that 150, we decided we're gonna share it with the community. We went to buy bones. We went to buy beans. We went to buy potatoes, and we bought onion. And because we were challenged by a certain company that came and dish up soup for adults, and the kids were returned, they didn't get anything, and our hearts were broken because of that. So we decided to use that 150 for kids, but we ended up having everybody else. That day, out of 150, we managed to feed 200 people. I still remember, I still have photos. So sharing with me, it's actually big. it's what brings a blessing to us as a family.
This one's for the family and friends, the ones that show love to us again and again. Never asking questions like, man, what do you do? But always in the corner shouting, baby, do you? This one's for those that knew from the start the elements we have couldn't be found on no physics chart. Now we're wondering, man, how did we get here? It's cause we are who we say we are.
Hello, dollies. Looks like we have a party. Everybody feeling like the bassline's hotty. Spreading love all around, please.
These experiences are entirely funded by the generosity of others as our students explore thoughtfully collaborating and learning of how to be of service in the world.
Your donation would make just a much bigger impact than you would know if you are considering donating. So thank you very much for considering.
Hopefully you're inspired to help support this amazing opportunity that young people get to experience.
Like, a lot of people just kind of think, well, oh, they can do it on their own, like they're doing this to help other people, but you have to help us to help others, and we would greatly appreciate that.
If you're inspired by what we've all said and feel that, it's important for our youth to learn about, at a young age, the importance of traveling and helping people out and really appreciating everything we have and feeling a greater sense of community, we'd really appreciate it if you helped fundraise this trip. It'll be a life-changing and once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for many students, and I think it'll really help change our lives and sculpt them for the better.